Hi, this is Valerie with Creative With You, and today we are going to make a card that looks like this. And we will be using the Pattern Play stamp set from Stampin' Up. We will also learn about the Stamparatus from Stampin' Up. And we will use the die cut machine. So I'll show you how to use this also. Okay, to start, we are going to use a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock, and this piece is 5.5 by 8.5, so 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at the 4 1/4 mark. So that's just folding it in half. We're going to use, we can use the bone folder right here to just make that line nice and crisp. And then we're going to put this aside for a moment. Next, we're going to bring our Stamparatus in. And this device is really rather cool. It comes with one swinging arm here, and then you can also have a second up here. Now, we're not going to use this one today, so we're going to take this off and put it aside. The way that this is used is we take, this is a piece of basic white paper, and we're going to actually get the magnets. There's very strong magnets that go with this. You can see it just jumped back on. And these magnets are so strong that you do not want them to come together because they will break. But we are going to take our white, basic white cardstock and just have it be held down like this. We will get out of our Playful Pattern set the long strips, the long lines, and I am going to put this right about here. I think I like it with the skinny lines up top, but that's however you choose. And then what we're going to do is push this down on it, and it'll pick that stamp set that's stamped right up for you. Okay, from this, we are going to ink this up with the Blackberry Bliss ink. So we're just going to go ahead and ink that up real well. And then we're just going to press down on it. And there you have it. Now, if for any reason this wasn't dark enough, it is a little bit lighter right here, which I'm okay with. But what we can do if you wanted it darkened up, we'll just go ahead and do it. We're going to ink this up again. And we can go ahead and reapply it because this is held in exactly the same place. The great part about the Stamparatus is you can do multiple cards and have everything line up exactly the same for all of them because this is going to hold it. Now, when you look at the card that's designed here, the top one's the dark and the next set of lines is a little bit lighter. And so what we're going to do, but it's still lined up perfectly if you look at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, bring it down one hinge, and then we can re-stamp this, and we get a little lighter. But what we're going to do then is take the Highland Heather and re-ink this with the Highland Heather. And then again, stamp it again. Just push down on that. And then we have a different, little bit lighter shade. I lift this up, bring it down. Ink this up with just the Highland Heather now. And we end up with the 3 different colors. They're all aligned nicely. These are a little bit different color, but they're all aligned very nicely. And we take this off. I'm just cleaning off. I got a little bit of ink on my magnets. We take this off, and then we can go ahead and clean this with our Stampin' Scrub. And I'll go ahead and clean this ink pad. When we use the Stampin' Scrub, there's in one corner little raindrops, and in the next one there's a sun. So this is the wet side and this is the drying. We just take some of our Stampin' Mist, put a couple of squirts right on there. We're going to put this one away, and we're going to take out the words here that say, fill your day with all your guilty pleasures. Now these stamps that we're using are the photopolymer stamps, and that's because you can see right through them, so you know those are. We also have the cling stamps, which you don't see through. You can't see through those. I'll show those at a different time. Now we're going to go ahead and put our words right where we want them on the card. We're going to close this up. And then we can go ahead and ink this up with, we're going to use the Blackberry Bliss. And put it down. There you go, and it ended up perfectly straight. We'll take this off and clean this, and then take these magnets and carefully put them back on the back side. Now, to help me pick them up because they're so strong, I just used some washi tape and taped it right along the edge, and this gives me like a little pull tab for them. The magnets don't come with that pull tab on them. This also has a foam mat on it, which helps you get a better stamp with those photopolymer stamps. Okay, so we are done with that right now. And next, we're going to bring in this die cut machine. So as you see, it folds up really nicely. These edges come out. And we are going to use, to cut out the front of this is the front of our card, we're going to use from our Stampin' Cut dies, the rectangle stitched dies, we are going to use the second largest, mine's kind of a mess because I use them a lot, but the second largest rectangle. Now, when we look at these, a die cut machine comes with a bunch of different plates. It actually comes with more than this, but you look at the plate and it will give you exactly the directions. So this is for use with the thin dies, which is exactly what these are. These are the thin dies. And we are going to stack plate 1, which is right here, with plate 2. And then these clear plates are plate 3. So we use the plate 3 with almost everything. So what you do is you put this down here. We're going to put it on this side. It doesn't really matter which side you put it on. And then place this die right here. We're going to put the top piece. And so after you're done, you take the die off and you can see that we have the rectangle cut out and it has these stitches right along the edge, which are just kind of a really cool little touch that you get with it. So we'll put that aside. And fold this up. This is such a nice compact machine. And now we are ready to start working on the front of our card. Okay, so we have the front. We're going to go ahead and use our Stampin' Seal adhesive. When you use this, you kind of make a little check mark to break it off. And we're going to place this just close to the top, kind of centered. Like I just want a little bit of that Blackberry Bliss showing across the top. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to add the ribbon embellishment. And this ribbon is from the Playing with Patterns ribbon combo pack. You can see you get 3 different types of ribbon in here. And we're going to use the purple, the kind with a little bit of purple. We're going to add a little bit of adhesive right here. So there's just a little tiny piece of adhesive I put down, and I'm going to let it kind of go around there. We'll open up our card, wrap it around, and then to make a little finishing look, I'm going to add another little piece of adhesive right there and attach this little piece that I cut off onto there. Okay, and I'm going to add a little piece of adhesive right here. And attach that. We're going to snip the end of this longer piece so that it will be hidden. And I am going to take a mini dimensional. I love, love, love dimensionals. It's just a little piece of adhesive with foam on it. And we're just going to lift this up and put it right underneath there. Right underneath. And I'm going to snip this piece and tuck it under. And so this is an alternative to making a bow. It's a nice little alternative. It has a little bit of lift on it, so a little bit of dimension. And there we go. So this is almost the finished part of the front of our card. We will be adding another item from the Playing with Patterns suite, which is a whole set that you can get that all match and combine, that color coordinate rather. And what we're going to do is take some of these resin dots. We're going to go with these light purple ones, and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them around. Just adding a couple here and there to give this a little bit more dimension and interest. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this is the front of our card, and now we're going to move on to the inside. And for the inside, we are going to use another item from the Pattern Play stamp set. We're going to use these little polka dots. And this is a clear block that we use with we can use these with the polymer or the cling stamps. They take the place of those old wooden ones, if you're familiar with that. But they're you can use them with any size. We have them in all different sizes. And this one is the B size. You can see on the side of each size that we have, there's a letter. So this one is like the I, and it's a little bit bigger. You can see that I use mine a lot. Love them. And I also, just for an example, have a C size here and the D size. The D size is a really good universal one to start with because it fits the smaller and the somewhat bigger stamps. Now, for the inside of the card, I've already cut out another one of those rectangles. You can see the stitches are there. And all we're going to do is decorate this just a little bit and add it to the card. So we're going to stamp this, and then we're just going to not re-ink it, but just stamp it a couple more times. And as you can see, it kind of gives you that variation. So that's just kind of a fun way to decorate the inside of your card. And we did use the Blackberry Bliss ink for that, but this card you can do in just whatever your favorite color is. And we're just going to go ahead and put the center of the card in, the inside. I really like decorating the inside of my cards. Very rarely do I leave any, just the card stock. So this is the Pattern Play and the Playing with Patterns from the Pattern Play and Playing with Patterns suite that you can find in our catalog, the Stampin' Up! Catalog. And it's a really nice, sweet, simple card, really interesting. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation today. Thank you.